Reyes ended up in prison with one of the men who originally took the fall for him.
A very strange wrinkle in this case is that Reyes actually served time in the Auburn Correctional Facility near Syracuse with byReyes, one of the members of the Central Park Five who unknowingly took the fall for Reyes. The two men were in prison together from August 8, 2001 to March 4, 2002, and prior to that they had actually gotten into a fight while interned on Rikers Island in 1989. Law enforcement officials believe that Reyes finally admitted committing the Central Park rape in order to curry favor with Wise, who'd become a leader of sorts in correctional facility.
Reyes has been very open about the Central Park attack, but for selfish reasons.
Once arrested, oftentimes sociopaths will talk until people are tired of hearing about their crimes. And that's exactly what Reyes did in 2002 after he admitted to raping a jogger in Central Park in 1989. Reyes loved to talk to anyone who would listen. He eventually spoke to ABC about his crimes. He claimed that he made a conscious decision to come forward because he had found God while in prison. Psychologist N. Ariel told ABC that Reyes was likely playing the reporters and telling them what they wanted to hear. Antisocial individuals become masters of reading other people. That's why they are such good predators. Unlike you or I, they don't suffer, or they are not burdened by a conscience. The co-writers and directors of the documentary The Central Park Five have said that they believe Reyes is trying to get extra commissary favors or negotiate a transfer by being so open about the crimes. Ken Burns, who also worked on the documentary, said that Reyes is a sociopath. While working on the documentary, he came to believe that a lot of what he said to us felt like he was telling us what we wanted to hear.
He physically attacked two of his lawyers.
After evading arrest after raping the Central Park jogger in 1989, Reyes still managed to find himself in court after raping and murdering a pregnant woman in her apartment. While on trial for this heinous crime in 1991, he lost his cool in court and viciously attacked his own attorney. Moments before being sentenced to 33 years to life, he tackled his attorney and started beating him until the two men were finally separated. Oddly enough, this wasn't the first time that something like this had happened with Reyes. During his pre-trial hearing, he did the exact same thing to his previous lawyer.
The Central Park Five took the fall for Reyes.
Even though Reyes ended up in jail a little over a year after he raped a jogger in Central Park, he wouldn't take the fall for the crime until 2002. After the time of the attack, the boys initially confessed to the attack, saying that it was a part of a larger group of crimes that took place on the same evening. However, they later recanted, claiming that their filmed confessions were coerced. Still, the boys all received prison sentences for the crime, and it wasn't until Reyes finally confessed to the attack that their convictions were overturned. The Central Park Five then filed a lawsuit against New York in 2003. Reyes hadn't even been considered as a possible suspect, even though he stole the headphones his victim was wearing, because the NYPD determined that the boys had to be guilty.
Reyes was more violent than the police could comprehend.
At first, the NYPD believed that the notorious rape of the jogger in Central Park was perpetrated by multiple people. Because the attack was so vicious, however, it would be revealed that Reyes in fact acted alone. The victim had been jogging through Central Park when she was suddenly attacked from behind and dragged off the path nearly 300 feet. She was then beaten, raped, sodomized, and stabbed 5 times before Reyes was finally satisfied and took off. The victim was eventually found 4 hours after the attack, naked, gagged, and covered in blood. At the time, the paramedics believed that she was so close to death that a priest was called to deliver her last rites. The first cop to arrive on the scene said she was beaten as badly as anybody I've ever seen beaten. She looked like she was tortured.
He called 911 for one of his victims.
Matias Reyes had a sick sense of humor when it came to dealing with his victims. On July 19, 1989, Reyes raped a 20-year-old woman in her apartment and then promptly ran downstairs to the street and rang up 911 from a payphone. Then, he made a trip to the ATM with his victim's debit card, which he stole on his way out of his victim's apartment and used it to get some quick cash. Reyes' love for irony would later work against him, though. After his arrest, Reyes claimed that he didn't know anything about the previous rapes, but when the audio of his 911 call was played back for him, he cracked and admitted to all of his crimes except the rape in Central Park.
Reyes liked to refer to his victims as tapes.
One of the most sickening aspects of the assaults that Reyes committed is the fact that he saw them as a way of showing affection for the women he attacked. He would often sneak into a woman's apartment by either pretending that he was the building superintendent's son, or he would eschew the subterfuge and just break in. A detective working on the case said that Reyes even made 2 of his rape victims shower with him as if they were on a date. An even more sickening twist is that after Reyes raped and murdered Lourdes Gonzalez, he referred to the act as making love.
He made his victims choose to keep their eyes or their lives.
According to 2 of the women who managed to survive their encounters with Reyes, the sick killer gave them a choice to keep their eyes or their lives. Apparently, his twisted train of thought was that since his victims hadn't seen his face yet, they could choose between living out the rest of their lives without their sight, or he could just kill them and be done with it. Both of the women chose to keep their lives, so he viciously stabbed at their faces until he was satisfied.
He murdered a pregnant woman while her children listened from the next room.
While trying to find an explanation for the actions of the East Side slasher, Michael Sheehan, a former homicide investigator who helped put Reyes behind bars, said, "He is a complete lunatic. And there's nothing that proves this more than the particularly brutal murder he committed in June 1989. On a summer night in 1989, Reyes raped and murdered 24-year-old Lourdes Gonzalez in her basement apartment on East 97th Street. Gonzalez, who was pregnant at the time of the attack, had her children in the apartment with her. So, Reyes forced the children into Gonzalez's bedroom.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care, bye.